Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hooga With It. Today I am doing the history trail tag. I was kindly tagged by the Novel Nomad. You should go and check out her video. It was an original tag by her and I really liked it. She was actually on a history trail and doing a little hike, and she answered these questions while she was on the hike. It was really great, so you should go and check her out. Let's get into the questions. First steps. What book, movie, person, or place introduced you to history and historical fiction? Okay, this brings me right back to me when I think I was 10 or 11. And I watched the movie Far and Away. Do you remember that? It was with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise back in the day when they were an actual couple. I thought they were the best couple in the world when I was a little kid. But yeah, this is about two Irish people who moved to America and they're seeking land in the West. I just loved that movie so much. I don't know how many times I watched it. I think that was the first influence that really got me interested in history. Number 2, well-trodden path. What is your favorite historical recommendation? This can be either a book, place, or a movie. So Boston is like my husband's favorite place to be. Honestly, if he could move to Boston right now, we would be there. So we go to Boston probably about once a year. We try to stay at the Omni Parker Hotel when we go to Boston. And this hotel is so rich in history. This was the first place that Charles Dickens read The Christmas Carol out loud to an audience in America. JFK proposed to Jackie at the Omni Parker Hotel. And I think Malcolm X was a busboy there as well. So it's super rich in history, and it's right by the Freedom Trail. I think that just Boston in general has so much pride in its history, and of course it's one of the oldest cities in America. I just love that place. So if you haven't been to Boston, I highly recommend going, and the Omni Parker is very lovely. Good boots. What is your favorite historical fashion era? For this, I would have to say the Rococo era. The costumes and the dress were absolutely insane. So this was the era where they had powdered wigs and their dresses were incredibly wide. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Marie Antoinette with Kirsten Dunst. It's phenomenal. And that was, I think, directed by Sofia Coppola. It's really wonderful. And I just love the dress in that era. Of course, I would not want to live that way now. I think I would be incredibly unhappy dressing like that because you're so uncomfortable. But just the look of it, it really was an art form to dress yourself. Close to home. What is a historical read set in your home country? And for this, I'd have to say Clara Callan. Now, if you don't know anything about Clara Callan, this follows two sisters. One of the sisters moves to America, and she begins as an actress, like a radio actress, and she becomes really popular. And then her other sister lives in a very small town in Ontario, and she's a teacher. And it's about their lives, and they write letters to each other. I really loved that book so much. It's beautifully written. So I really recommend reading that if you haven't already. Number 5, the trail not taken. What historical eras do you avoid? Yeah, I avoid the medieval period a lot, and I also avoid the Roman Empire a lot as well. I just find both periods incredibly brutal, and so I just don't reach for books set in that era a lot. That said, I'm open-minded, so you never know what will happen, but I just don't reach for them a lot. Number 6, the trail map. What historical reads are on your TBR? I've got a few. I'm only going to mention 3 though. So the first is Three Sisters, Three Queens. This is a Philippa Gregory book, and it follows Henry VIII's first wife, Catherine of Aragon, and then it follows his two sisters who become the Queen of France and the Queen of Scotland. And it's about them as sisters, but also them becoming queens, and then sometimes their countries being at odds with one another. I think it would be really interesting to read that. What would happen if your country went to war with the country that your sister is queen of? What do you do in that situation? Next up is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. I could be saying that title wrong, but this is about a group of people who are trying to evade the Nazis and trying to fight the Nazis in their own way during World War II in this small town. Is it a town or is it an island? I can't remember. In any case, I've heard it's amazing and I really want to read that one. I also really want to read The Invention of Wings, and it follows a little girl who, when she turns 11, she receives a slave from her parents, I think. It follows the relationship between those girls for the next 35 years, and it seems like they become very, very close, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that relationship develops. Number 7, Pioneers. What historical person inspires you? This is kind of hard for me. I think I would go with Queen Victoria. There's just something about her, the clutches that her mother and then her mother's boyfriend, I guess you would call him her boyfriend, they were very domineering to Queen Victoria as a child. And the way that she was able to push them aside when she became queen and just go out on her own, you gotta have a lot of balls to do that when you were raised a certain way. I just think that she's a really interesting role model. I also really like that she was able to marry for love. I mean, I feel like that's very, very rare in royal families. Maybe a little less so nowadays, but I mean, even look at Prince Charles. He wasn't able to marry the woman that he wanted to. I actually am interested to read a historical fiction novel centered around Queen Victoria. I don't know if you guys know of any really good ones, but if you do, let me know, because I would be really interested in reading it. Number 8. Oh, tag your fellow history nerds. Okay, so I am going to tag Mel at Mel's Bookland Adventure. I am going to tag Krista at Books and Jams. Robyn at Reading with Robyn, and Lindsi at Wandering Reader. They're all really, really great girls and great channels that I love to watch. I hope that you enjoyed the History Trail tag. I really liked doing this tag, and I hope you're having a great day. I will see you next time. Bye!